Good evening. It is a lovely May the Force be with you this evening. Of course, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt to mark the occasion, of course. And I kind of did forget it was actually Star Wars Day today. So I just picked out this random shirt, forgot all about it, May the Force, until I saw the news this morning. I thought, oh, yes, that's good, isn't it? I've done that very well. But we are here joined tonight by a great actor slash voice actor. And basically, the character based on The Voice, because this is the iconic voice for over 20 plus years, part of one of the biggest franchises in the world. I'm also talking about the Hitman series, which has been going on since 2000. Since I was 1 year old. That's how old I am. Just out of interest. But we are welcoming on for the first time on this show, and hopefully not the last time. He's a legend. Please welcome David Bateson. Welcome to my show this evening.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. The sun is shining, and life is good. I can't complain.
That's great to hear. I'm glad it's all going well for you there in Denmark, where you are currently joining us from via the great technology here. So what have you been up to then in Denmark recently? And anything good?
Yeah, well, today, and I have to say that doesn't happen every day. I've literally been in my sound studio from 9 o'clock this morning until about 20 minutes ago.
Right.
When I had a shave. Seriously, it's been insane. It's like everyone's just woken up and going, okay, everyone, wait for it. He's going to take a shower. Everyone call him. Everyone, just call David. It's been one of those days, but they're great because it was like, a month's income in one day. So, it's mainly, it's not sexy work. It's voiceover work. It's corporate work. Most of it. One was a commercial, but although today I got an audition for what's that spin-off film from the Shrek film? After Shrek came they made a movie about the cat. It's Antonio Banderas. Oh, what's it called? Damn, I can't remember. Oh, crap I am. What a crap interview. Sorry.
It's fine, anyway, it's fine.
I'm up for a really nice part in the Danish version,
right.
When they, which is going to be real interesting because obviously they all need a thick, weird accent, which is what they will get. But it's a bit like if Antonio Banderas plays Puss in Boots, I think it's called.
Yeah.
That character.
That's right.
With his sexy Spanish accent. I will be doing something similar with a character called the Wolf. So, yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure when more news comes out, they can find out when you promote on your social media, mostly on Twitter. I would say you can feel free to plug that, by the way. You got a good following on Twitter, by the way, and you do. Yeah, you do. I think you do. You got way more followers than I do, so you're doing something right.
Good. I want to use Instagram more, though. I have to say.
Yeah. You got 1,000 followers on there, which is very good, and
I want to up it, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. And I will have to follow you on there as well. Not done that yet. I wasn't sure if you actually use Instagram or not because you've not posted nothing yet, see? So I didn't know if you...
see, that's it. I'm crap.
No, it's just because you're a busy person, with all these different projects you're involved in. That's what it is.
Yeah, I have to say I use the very dull thing of LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
Because it appeals to sort of... a lot of my clientele, which puts bread and butter on the plate.
Yeah.
But it's not quite as fun.
So. No, it's more like promoting yourself, isn't it, on LinkedIn? And than actually just showing, more about your life. It's more about, just the projects you're working on, isn't it, really? And connecting with other industry
Yeah.
experts.
It's a weird thing. I have a love-hate relationship with publicity, which is not really conducive because I'm an actor and that I make a living out of being visible.
Yeah.
But the love side is, it's a part of the job, and it's great. And you get to do some red carpets and press the flesh and stuff, which I really, really enjoy. But the downside is I'm quite private in the sense, mainly towards my family.
Gotcha.
I just try to. So if I did something wonderful on Instagram, or rather, did something great, I want, hey, I'll put that up on Instagram. Okay, involves my kids and my wife, and yeah. So I gotta work that one out.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you there. But let's talk, because when I reached out to your connections to make this happen this evening, did you like the feed videos I forwarded to your people for you to check out? And was there any particular video you enjoyed the most, or did you enjoy all the videos you saw of the examples I sent over to you to your guys?
What was my favorite? Hang on, I've got it. I'm gonna tell you. I am going to tell you, but I literally, I know I said it to you offline, but it truly.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was going to ask you anyway.
Yeah, no. Hang on, here it is. I watched them all, but the one I really got excited about was, Jamie Webster.
Oh yes, the singer from Merseyside. Yeah, he was a good guest.
Yeah. And I thought what's his name, Otto Wallin.
Oh yes,
was a very fun interview. So,
yes, the boxer. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, where do you find them? I mean.
It's a magical world, isn't it? I would tell you, it's mostly, I find most of them on Instagram. So I just, they just come up.
Really?
Yeah, they just come up. It's random. They come up suggestions, and then and then I find more suggestions, and then if they got an email, then I'll reach out and see if they actually respond, if themselves or the other people look after their accounts respond, and that's how I get lucky. Really, doesn't always work. Sometimes I don't get responses, but it's good.
I must say this, Edward. What was for me, a pleasant surprise was the kind of the broad range of your interviewees.
Yes.
And I thought, I'm curious. I want to meet you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and I say I do have a broad variety, because I don't want us to be known for one, for one subject. I want to be known for that I can interview different people regarding different subjects, just to hopefully show my vast knowledge of different subjects and different people.
Yeah, well, it must be nice just going to work for you. I mean, I read somewhere years ago there was something like 74% of every working person. I think this is in the UK, but I guess kind of also across the line, across the world, is unhappy or is unsatisfied with their job. 74%. That's a lot. In fact, that's too many. So, and I certainly know in my early years as an actor, when I wasn't acting, you were doing all sorts of other jobs to pay the rent and stuff. I spent a lot of time doing crappy jobs and going, what has gone wrong? What's happened? And to see other people working in whatever it is, if it's an office environment or a pub, or restaurants, or whatever. So many people aren't really enjoying it. I was in a very swish bar. What was it called? I want to say the Haymarket, something like that. It's somewhere in Piccadilly, and I was waiting to go to the BAFTA Games nominations party just 2 weeks ago. In fact, 2 weeks ago today.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Bing, it just hit me. And I got chatting with the barman because I was waiting for for Jane Perry to turn up.
Yeah.
Based, Diana Burnwood, and she was nominated, and I got invited because they just invited me, which is nice of them. Thank you, BAFTA. And point is, I'm just sitting there at the bar, just chewing the fat and passing the time. So I like to ask people, and I'm curious about people. I got talking to an Australian bloke behind the bar. So how did you get here, and what do you do, and do you like what you're doing? Those sort of things. It's none of my business, but I still ask it.
You're a bit like the profiler, kind of thing, through the video.
Yeah, well, yeah. Again, right. I'm looking for someone. No, it's just because I'm just curious about life, and luckily this guy was very happy and totally content, with these long hours and as a bartender, cocktail bartender, and he was good as well. But yeah, but there's too many. You got one shot at this life. Don't blow it by being miserable, or doing something you don't want to do. If you can, I understand it if you can't avoid it because there are bills to pay, and if you have other commitments, you have to suck it up sometimes. But as much as humanly possible, try and do something you really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And that's what I tend to meet in the gaming world. Insanely passionate people who all are totally driven to do this amazing work.
Yeah, most definitely. And speaking about gaming, of course, when you started playing, the voice for Mr. Agent 47 back in 2000, the graphics back then, you must have thought, wow, these are great graphics. But then 22 years later, as the graphics improved, you must think, really, wow, look at how the graphics in these games have come to life over the years, especially as Agent 47 is never aged. It still seems like 2000, doesn't it, for him? But, it must seem really great how things have improved to much more detail.
It's so, Edward, it's so exciting every single time I'm at these events or have anything to do with the gaming industry. It's just literally exciting. I feel like a kid in a toy sandbox or something because it is evolving. It's evolving quicker than our imaginations can imagine.
Yeah.
And I think I remember in 2015, I was at the EGX in Birmingham for 4 days with IO Interactive and then their owners at that time, Square Enix. And we were launching the World of Assassination trilogy thing. And they had set up, speaking of may the fourth be with you, the latest Star Wars game on VR. They had and people had to book like 3 months beforehand to get 15 minutes, screen time on a simulator, on a VR goggles set.
Yeah.
And because I asked, I said, can I ever go? And he said, no, dream on. These people have booked 3 months ago. I went, what? But the point being is that I thought, wow, VR, whatever next? It'll be like scratch and sniff, and there'll be like smoke coming out of the speakers, and there'll be, water spraying in your face. Where do we stop?
Yeah,
and
true.
Then, fast forward a few years, and bang, Hitman 3 VR. In fact, I just did something today which I shouldn't have done. Oh, I'm going to confess something now. Oh no.
Well, you can confess your sins here on this show.
I know where you live. And when I find you. No, my godson over here, he's way too young to be playing Hitman.
Yeah.
But his mom has just bought him a set of VR glasses. And so I got him Hitman 3. And he's like 11 years old. I've done a bad thing. I got to confess.
Well, hopefully his godmother mother won't see this.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of cool because he goes around saying, "Hey, who my godfather is? Hitman." You I tell
Oh
it to
no!
my three daughters.
Oh yeah.
When they the two of them are boyfriends when they first were meeting guys and going out with them. I said, just remember on the way out the door, your dad is a hitman. Make sure they know that.
So let's go back to the bar in Piccadilly because I want actually on something you said.
Good place to be.
Yeah, exactly. Good place to be. Good place to get some pickup lines, etc. When you asked the bartender, did he have a clue who you were? Maybe he might have recognized your voice
actually, no,
or anything.
I was a bit. No, I wasn't upset at all. It must have been those whiskey sours he kept making me. I was very happy. No, he didn't actually know me. He didn't recognize the voice. But I will say this: the guy who came in to take an order, let's say, from him as to what I was going to have some bar snacks or a salad or something. He recognized my voice.
Ah.
And that was really because he kind of interrupted our conversation and said, "Excuse me, sir." And what's have you got any orders for me to take? And then this guy was the Australian bloke said, "Oh, I was just talking to this customer. He's here for the bar." And then the guy went, "Oh, right, sir. And what are you doing here? And who are you waiting for? Would you like a table?" So I started a conversation, and that's when he suddenly froze. So. And I saw that look. I've seen it a few times.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I just laughed. I said, "I know what you do in your free time." Didn't quite know how to make of that. But yeah, then he said, "Shit, you're Hitman. You're Agent 47, right?" Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he put two and two together because this bar is literally around the corner from Pall Mall, and where BAFTA's headquarters are. And that's where the nominations party was held.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, he recognized my voice.
Oh, that's good. Was he a bit scared when he realized it was you?
No, I don't think he was. I was into my second or third. No, it was only my second one.
Got you.
Whiskey sour. Actually, you know what did happen? Once I flew over to do a Lego commercial. I think in the old days you used to do that. I mean, it was great fun doing that. But I flew over to the London City Airport. Taxi straight into the West End. I'm on around Old Titchfield Street, I think it is. There's a studio up there. And I'm in the booth. All the suits are in the next room. I'm looking through, and you just get in and behave yourself. Time is money. There's no room for jokes and stuff. And the sound technician, because I'm just looking through a window into their room, and whilst they're all sitting there doing their cappuccinos, cafe lattes, and stuff. And the sound technician says, "Listen, once we set up, can you just give me a test on your voice? I want to check the levels." So I started just talking, and suddenly he was in profile, and this is what happened. So he's like this, and suddenly he goes, "Okay, could you just give me a level there?" Mm-hmm. He just looked up, and I knew straight away. And when he turned left and looked at me, he mouthed the words. He didn't say it. He just went. And I went. Oh yeah. And it was another case of I know what you do in your free time.
Yeah.
So, it happens.
That's fun. But of course, because the whole if you don't know, you shouldn't. You should all know what Hitman is. But if you've been living on a walk since 2000. Then the whole character is kind of based off you, isn't it? Really, because of the bald head, the kind of facial, cheeks and such as well. How did they, contact you then to start this whole, this whole journey basically? And did you think that this Hitman character would still be around 22 years later?
Wow. There's a two-part answer to that.
Yeah.
The first one, when I auditioned, I was asked, I just happened to be doing a voiceover in the same studio, and they interrupted my voiceover to say, "Hey, would you mind having a look into the editing suite afterwards and check out this computer game, look at the graphics and stuff, as we need a voice, and you're here, hey. So they had already, got a bald guy, established as a character. They performance captured my face into the game. I think it was the third game or the fourth game. Was it for Blood Money, maybe?
Oh yeah, that's when the graphics really started to improve, wasn't it, as well then?
Yeah, no, I think it was Absolution. Blood Money really. That was when the game really hit its stride in every aspect, and especially in that sort of incredible sandbox, which just kind of blew what was already then a very dedicated fan base. It blew them away. But it was around there. I think it was between Blood Money and Absolution that's when it got very serious again. Right, we need to get your face and your eyes and your mouth and your eyebrow, everything to kind of be you, and marry the two, because it's a no-brainer. You two look a lot like each other. But after that, we looked absolutely like each other. And that was a bit spooky, because I remember coming into my oldest daughter's room at some point around that time. She must have been about 16 or something. Yeah, something like that, 15, 16. And she was playing, and I kind of, I just heard my voice in one of the, cinematic sequences talking to Diana. I'm going, whoa, what's my voice doing coming out of my daughter's room? And then I opened the, said, knocked on the door. Hey, Luna, opened the door, and she said, Dad, it's so cool. I'm looking at you, and it was a close-up of me on the telephone.
Got ya.
And it's you. It's you. I can see your eyes and your mouth, and obviously it's you talking to me. It's so cool, as I hear your voice as I'm strangling this nun, I'm going, oh, there's something really wrong about this image.
Do you have a sorry for interrupting?
That's basically it. So yeah, the character was, well, to begin with, I became more like it, very much more like it, when I motion captured, performance captured me into it. And the second part of the thing is, your question is, no, I didn't think it was going to. That's not quite true. I was going to say no, I didn't, only in the sense that I had no previous history with computer games. I didn't know the power of computer games and just how much the electronic, entertainment industry, if you want to, or digital entertainment industry, has transformed the planet. So I had no imagination of how far this could go. I thought right from the very first game that it had legs, in the sense that IO Interactive very wisely decided not to dumb down the game, and in making it just too easy.
Yeah.
They really set the bar high and said, well, if you want it, you're going to have to get better at killing people if you want to get to the next level. And those days, you couldn't even save a lot of the time. So it really ruined your day when you got taken out. But I knew it was good. It had high quality, even from 2020 graphics. I actually recorded in 2019, in the autumn of 2019. But no one could ultimately have predicted it would be this big, as big as it's become. We're talking now over 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Yeah, I've been in this house since 2012, so it's before then. So it's over 10 years ago. When I was around the corner, we were staying around the corner in an apartment. I remember walking through the front room, and the TV news had just started. And the very first heading was nothing about, travesty and destruction and climate and maniacs invading other people's countries. The very leading story, first leading story was, it's now official. Computer games is the world's biggest form of entertainment. And I literally stopped in my tracks. Wasn't even listening. I went, what? What? This is not news.
Yeah.
It's massive news. But, that was the opening story.
Yeah.
That should be the kind of, normally as the stuff is like the last story, it's about a fluffy cat or stuck in a tree and a fireman, or something dumb,
Yeah.
Or something, a feel-good thing. And this was a feel-good thing, but it led the main news. And that was over 10 years ago. So, yeah, nothing can come close. Movies, go home. Music, thank you. You're doing a wonderful job. And we love you dearly, music industry. But computer games, for over 10 years, has taken the world #1 spot as the world's most popular form of entertainment.
Yeah, most definitely. And I agree with you there, because I also would have think the same thing you just said about, leading the #1 story of the day with games being the world's #1, for entertainment. You just, as you said, near the end of the newscast, before the weather, the sport.
It's just before the weather, isn't it? It's one of those things.
Yeah.
But,
obviously, it must have been a very slow news day on that particular station that day.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bit of a joke for some expats over living in Denmark, because I love this country in every way. Not a lot happens in Denmark. It's the Scandinavian countries, generally speaking, thank heavens, in some ways, are kind of very safe havens. They're kind of it's a forgotten corner of the world. Damn, and now I've told everyone. Damn, should never have done that. I didn't say that. Forget everything I've said. But Scandinavia wasn't on my bucket list when I ended up visiting this part of the world. So so some of the people I know say, nothing happens in Denmark. I mean, there's no like strike or just big sort of nasty happening thing which involves lots of people getting hurt, or get the children's out of the mines, for crying out loud, or the forest fire that just wiped out the state of Kentucky or something. There's earthquakes, plague, anything. Very little kind of noteworthy bad things, generally speaking, happen in this part of the world. So maybe they didn't have any stories to go, well, it's another day in paradise, so yeah, maybe that was exciting news for them back then.
Okay, so we might lose you in a few minutes.
Oh no,
don't lose me. So we'll try not to, but if you do, I do apologize, because I've just been told by Zoom that something will happen within the next 8 minutes for some reason. Because they've changed the settings on me. So we might lose you, which is unfortunate. Okay.
Wait a minute. I've got remaining meeting time, 5 minutes on my clock.
There you go.
Shit.
There you go.
I've never seen that before.
No, it's all new. It's all new. So unless we can carry this on via Skype, I guess we could do that, maybe.
Yeah. By all means.
Great. Okay. Well, I'm just going to what I'm going to do, because we got some more questions for you, but I've just been told we only got 5 minutes, so I don't really want to lose you.
I've just seen that. What's going on?
I don't know. I apologize. But I'm going to drop my Skype name in the Zoom chat.
Okay.
For you.
Boom.
So I'm just going to now open my Skype. I did have it closed before, so this might not work. So probably any lag might happen with me loading up Skype here. While we're doing that, I'll ask you another question, and hopefully it doesn't cut out, because we want to have you on. But hopefully you got my Skype, so I'll be ringing you. You can add me on Skype, and then I will ring you on there.
Yeah, Yeah, I've got it. Yeah,
So I
got you in
apologise
there. No
for
worries.
that. If I knew that was going to happen, I would have said Skype originally too, but to your
Yeah,
connections.
listen, when it goes tits up, I'll Skype you.
Yeah,
Don't
no
worry.
worries. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you was, what did you want to be when you were 8 years old? Did you always want to be an actor slash voice actor, or was it something completely
Yeah,
different?
that is incredible. You know what I think? I think I wanted to be a tank commander.
All right, interesting.
Yeah, I was, I think maybe that was even too soon to think that, but I had definitely no ambitions to be an actor. I love it when people go, "Oh, I wanted to be a brain surgeon since I was 4," or "Oh, I hate you." Oh, your life's been so bloody simple, hasn't it? You just knew from 4 years old. No, I have immense respect, seriously, for people who knew that. I want to be a bus conductor, or I want to be a fireman or teacher. They got the calling and they set out and they got the education and got it done. Um, I went to university by accident. It sounds really weird, because I got a bursary to go to university in South Africa through my father's company. It was a kind of a tax dodge for the company, and I wanted to get out of South Africa. Because I'd had childhood 0 to 6 in South Africa, 7 to 13 in Britain, and then I was back in South Africa, sort of 13 to the end of high school, 17 years old, and I went, "That's it, I'm leaving this. I love it here, and surfing gives me the more pleasure than I could possibly imagine I could have, but I can't live in this apartheid regime." I wasn't politically active. It just was wrong. And I didn't want to grow old in it. And then my father dropped the penny and said, "Hey, I've got you a bursary. You can go to university if you get the grades." And I went, damn, I was going to go back to Britain and go to do my A levels and continue my life. So I did. I had the right grades and went to bursary, went to the university, and now thinking, what the hell am I going to do?
Yeah.
That'll be continued on Skype.
Okay. Have you run out? Have you run out of time? Have you?
Where are we? Okay. Are you there?
I am still here. Yeah. So what's happened?
Oh no! Less than a minute. It's saying, "Oh, I
Less than
feel
a
the
minute.
pressure."
Okay. Well, let's just hang on here. I want to see what happens. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if it actually will end the call. It might not end the call. It might just keep going. I hope so.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's just lying to us.
Yeah,
Bloody
I hope so.
internet.
I hope so.
I built up to a good commercial break, and what did it do? She's in the drive-through.
But before, hopefully it won't happen. You won't get caught off. If it does happen, he's gonna call me on Skype. I got my Skype him just in case. He has to call me on there because we want to
The
continue.
Zoom police are knocking at your door right now. The Zoom SWAT team.
So you got a great background behind you, which we discussed off air about the world map. I do like it, and how many of them places behind you on the map have you had chance to visit? And is there anywhere in the world you've not had the chance to go to, but you would love to go to?
Yeah, most of the planet. Right this very minute, I have a daughter in Guatemala.
Wow.
And another daughter.
Yeah, there we go. So we just lost our guest there. So we're going to. I'm hoping he's going to call me. Let's just wait and see what happens, ladies and gents. He just cut off from us, so we apologise for that. We were enjoying that conversation with my guest. So we just put you back here, ladies and gents. Of course, you can find me on social media: Facebook.com/Edward Fowler Show, Twitter _ Edward Fowler _, and of course Instagram, Edward Fowler Show. That is my Skype name. I hope he got my right name. I hope so. No way to find out now. It's too late, isn't it? I should have asked. Anyway, so we apologise for that, but I'm hoping he's going to call us. I hope so. You might have to As I say, we'll hang on a few more minutes. Just for a few more. He might not realize he's that the core has I'm just worried now. I might give him the wrong Skype info. I'm hoping he's going to join us in a few moments here on this show. I enjoyed the conversation with the guy, with the voice of Hitman, David Bateson there, here on this show. We're just going to wait a few more seconds before we end this, because I really hope that we can get him back on the show. Because when I typed my name, I just did this. So I did... pretty sure I gave him the E. He does have my Skype. You know what? He might not got it. Hang on. Something's happening. Maybe it's just gone live. Good. Okay. So we're just going to hang on here. So please do bear with me. Ah, he's here. Whew. Oh, he got me. He's here. Let's rejoin the conversation, hopefully. Okay, I think he's on here. Hello?
Hey, I'm here. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you in just a moment. I'm just going to get you on my screen.
Okay.
Okay, now we can see you. Now I've got to resize you because you're too big on my screen.
Hang on,
don't worry. For some reason, on my screen, you're gone a different direction, so I've got to rotate you. There we go, that's better. Done that, so we're just now going to put you back into frame, and we'll go back into business as usual. Yeah, we apologize for the switch of applications. I do apologize for that.
Yeah, no worries. I'm big enough there on your screen because I'm tiny on my screen.
That's fine. You are fine.
But I know what I look like. It's fine.
At least I know what to do now. Looks like I'll be going back to Skype interviews for the time being until I figure out the Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom can piss off.
Yeah.
40.
I know. It's like, I can understand. I can understand why because usually I don't really pay for Zoom unless if I was gonna have 3 or more people, then I would pay for Zoom to have that meeting with 3 or more people for my show. But if it's like one-on-one interview, it usually says I can have it for as long as I want. But now they changed it, so I apologize for that. I didn't know that until it came up.
I didn't know it either. So. Yeah. So
back to what you were saying. Yeah. You were saying you got.
So I have one daughter in Guatemala. She's wandering around, backpacking in Central America, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and a bit of Mexico. And another daughter, my youngest daughter, is in Greenland, on the east coast of Greenland.
Wow.
She's only 11 years old.
Crikey.
Yeah, I know. It's the council or the borough, whatever they call it. I live in just north of Copenhagen. They have an exchange program for Denmark's colony, Greenland, and so we send over a bunch. We get a Greenlandic child living with us for a month, and then they go and our child will go and stay over there for about 8-10 days. So they really get to sort of see what life's like and to get an understanding,
That's quite
of
good.
each other's culture. Yeah, I think it's a very good initiative.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's so we get about. Yeah, I've traveled quite a bit. I want to do. I can't actually believe. Yeah, no, I can't actually believe it. Why I didn't do Indonesia. I'm a surfer from my days in South Africa, Durban, South Africa, and I just don't. When I moved back to the UK, back to that story.
Yeah.
When I got to I didn't want to be an actor. It didn't even strike me as anything interesting. I was thinking of journalism or architecture, and I didn't know if this was either were a good idea. So I went to the career advisor at the university, and you do all these weird aptitude tests. I don't know if you've ever done that kind of stuff before, Edward. It's like you're drawing around circles, and what does this thing look like, and all weird stuff, and which has no apparent meaning. Anyway, I came back a week later, and you have an interview, and then the guy knew that I was thinking of journalism because I was good at English literature, and I was good at expressing myself in the written word and stuff, or architecture because I loved technical drawing and creating, but in a kind of structured way. And he said, well, this is going back before, the calculator was even invented probably. We're talking like 19, whatever it was, 78, 70, yeah, something like that. So he's going, well, I think your drawings would probably be wonderful, but I don't know if you'd be good for an architect because your mathematics is really suffering. And I said, well, yeah, sorry about that. 9 schools in 12 years will really mess with your head. But I that's still an excuse. I wasn't good at maths. Suck it up, David. I'm not good at it. So the thing is, the guy said, listen, your creative quotients on this graph literally go off the graph. I went, well, just get a bigger graph.
Yeah.
What's am I supposed to do with that? He said, and I think to this day he knew more than he was saying, because he suggested, I think you should maybe start with subjects at my university which could be used towards a journalism degree, because that university didn't have a journalistic degree.
Gotcha.
Like English lit, psychology, sociology. But he suggested, I think you should do 1 year speech and drama. And I had this long, weird pause and went, what? But why? And his argument was, well, if you end up becoming a journalist, you'll be able to express yourself more succinctly and clearly in front of a camera if you've done some drama. I went, okay, I'll do it, but I don't like it. And yeah, you have like a month to kind of change subjects. And I was thinking, I'm going to change to political science or philosophy. That's what you go to university to do. Be bored to death. No. But by the end of that first month, I sat down and I thought about the 5 different subjects within speech and drama. And I realized I really, really, really liked 3 out of the 5. I went, well, that's over half. Oh, bugger it. All right, then I'll stay and keep doing it. And that was it. The rest is history. I just really found it more and more exciting and interesting. But I still didn't think I'd ever become an actor. I still thought I'd end up working in television production, behind the camera or somehow creatively involved, but not taking all the focus and stuff. And yeah, it's a long story, but it ends up with the National Theatre tour the country, because South Africa is so big, to audition actors. I ended up auditioning by accident, and I mean that, as a partner to the star of the department, where I was just going to read in the other lines. And on the day she crapped out with nerves, and I was leaving the department, and one of the lecturers said, where are you going? I said, I'm going surfing. And he said, what? You have an audition in 2.5 hours? I said, no, I don't. Judy got ill with nerves, and what am I going to do? Just read my lines? He said, listen, you've got 2.5 hours. Go up and you look at your audition pieces, which you were up studying 6 weeks before. The lines will come back to you. You go to the movement room where you can check yourself out in the mirror and take your notes and just direct yourself, and the lines will come back. So I did. I walked in 2.5 hours later without having had a chance to become nervous, and said, hello, I'm partner. The actress couldn't make it. I'll give it a go. And I could see these 2 senior employees from the National Theatre looking at each other and going, oh, we've got a nutter here. All right. And then, yeah, 2 weeks later, I got this, letter saying we'd like to offer you a contract, and that's literally the day I decided to become an actor. I went, shit. First reaction was, oh, I think I should phone them up and tell them I was only kidding. It's been a big mistake. So sorry for wasting your time. But then I went, like, bugger me, this is serious.
Yeah.
There. And actually, what I did turn them down, but I turned them down to do a postgraduate in acting.
Ah.
And they said, listen, that's totally cool. We'll get a better actor next year. We'll see you next year. And yeah, so I became an actor, but by accident.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't born to become one, and it just happened.
Yeah.
What about you, Ed? What do you do? I mean, I know what you're doing. Did you wake up when you were a 4-year-old going, oh, I want to be a podcaster?
No.
Podcasting.
No. It's I just it's interesting because I like the hosts, like talk hosts and such, and I wanted to be out and about, because I don't know if you saw the show, but there used to be a show called In Your Face, TV show.
I've heard of it.
On UK TV. It used to be on a network called Bravo, I think it was. It was quite a funny show. I enjoyed it. It's just like this person used to go up to people, random people in the street, and actually get in their face and ask them a question or something, I believe. It's been years since I've seen a show. So I used to like that type of TV. I thought it was quite funny. It was different, and I never seen anybody else doing it. I'm surprised they didn't get punched in the face for just approaching somebody right up to their face.
Yeah.
And secretly recording them for the TV show.
Oh, really?
And then I think at the end of the interview, the cameramen say they come out and they say, "In your face," something like that.
Wow.
I could be wrong. Could be wrong though.
What I would call ballsy interview.
Yeah.
Or ballsy, because I could go. But yeah, so you've had some kind of a curiosity about mankind or about people, and what they get up to, and what motivates them. So yeah, so that makes perfect sense that you're doing what you're doing now.
Yes, in the evenings, in my spare time, in my hobbies, it's quite good, and I get to chat with people like yourself who've done wonderful things. I must ask though, have you got a favorite scene in the Hitman, trilogy and the Hitman series? Have you enjoyed the most in all of the years you've been involved with the project?
Yeah, I've got quite a few actually. I've got the opening scene in Absolution.
Oh yes,
because it was so.
That is my favorite game at the moment. It was Blood Money. It was Blood Money, but then when Absolution came out, I love Absolution more than the other games, because I just felt like, because you got more, there's more police officers around, there's more judges, there's more like a prison as well. In the newer game, I've seen something on Hitman 3, but on like Hitman 2, for instance, the only time you might see a really important person is when you're in the bank. So far.
Oh yeah.
But in Absolution, I just thought the missions and the storylines were very well written and very well done, and I don't know, I just loved that game out of that. And I used to like as well Contracts, Hitman Contracts. That's another good one as well.
Yeah. Hitman Contracts. I don't know if it was Hitman. It's one of the first two. Silent Assassin or Contracts. Which my favorite scene was in St. Petersburg.
Oh yeah.
But that was an atmosphere thing of crunching through the snow.
Oh yeah.
At the time, with, granite buildings and wide sort of avenues. It just had this is the weird thing, when I first saw the very first graphics, when I was getting ready to audition, I went, I love this. All the shadows and stuff. It reminds me of Blade Runner and sort of Japanese cartoons that look. And it reminded me of the 39 Steps, Orson Welles, post-war Vienna, and all the spies. long shadows and dark and black and white sort of feel to it. I just find that so moving. So yeah, that's what kind of was one of the things that hooked me right from graphic wise, was from the first game. And we had that in Absolution. There was a 6-year break, Blood Money.
Yes, it was. Yes, because I thought maybe the
Yeah, it
Hitman
was
series
insane.
was finished after that, because
Absolutely.
and then it came back on PS3.
Well, it meant that they had to have a whole new engine.
Gotcha.
And create a whole new engine for it. And that's when everything went up a massive notch, graphically wise, and what was possible. Back to our conversation at the beginning, how much has the gaming industry evolved? Could we have imagined it could go further? No, it couldn't possibly. Yes, it could. But so that opening scene in Absolution, which was, I know people say, oh, Blood Money is the open sandbox, and there was quite linear feel to it in Absolution. It felt more like a film script, but it was so well written. And as a voice actor, it was a real wonderful journey. And the kickoff was him being set out on a mission to go and kill Diana Burnwood.
Yes.
And his horrible feeling of betrayal and remorse and guilt. It just hooked me. It was a great hook. It's the kind of the prequel before the credit sequence in a feature film. You just totally, I was there. So that got me, and it remains a very special game for me. That I love that one.
And the thing is, as I mentioned as well, because there's 2 games called the same title, isn't there? If you remember, you've got Hitman 2 on PS2.
Yes, that's true.
And then you got Hitman 2 on the PS4 as well.
Oh.
So
don't go there. I mean, don't go there.
It's just fascinating. It's like when you talk to people, you got to make sure you mention the white version, otherwise you might think it's the other version.
Well, I've been playing this character for over 20 years.
It's a lifetime.
People say, "Oh, but you've only done 3." Okay.
Yeah.
It's all over Hitman 3.
Yeah.
Spent 20 odd years doing 3 games. What the fuck? Okay. No, it's a long story. Hitman 8.
Yeah. Do you think there will be a Hitman 8? By the way, do you think there'll be more Hitmans to come?
I think it is Hitman 8. The first one didn't come out on. It was only a PC.
Yeah.
So there've been 7 for the platform.
Gotcha. Do you think there will be more to come? Do you think you'll be doing this for another 20 years? Down the line?
I hope so. Oh, I mean, back to the answer of first, one of my favorite scenes.
Oh yeah.
They were in Hitman 3, where we're on a mission together with my childhood buddy,
yes,
Mr. Gray, and also in Argentina with Diana Burnwood. I just loved that we were both of them. We were together. I wasn't alone
for once.
Yeah, and I know he's a train killer with no childhood memories, and he's a machine and blah, but he's not. He is, but these memories are coming back. So he is the ultimate sort of Frankenstein's monster, in the sense that he's trying to find out where he comes from and what gives. And that rings all sorts of bells for me, with a very fractured childhood in terms of moving a lot. As I said earlier, 9 schools in 12 years. So I was always a new boy in a new house, a new neighborhood, or a new country for that matter. So all of those things rang massive bells for me. I could play this part. This is me. Although I didn't kill people, I could.
Well, you could. You could bring Hitman to life. Many people have on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen the videos on YouTube. Many people.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
What an experience it was.
Yeah.
We shot that down in Devon, I think it was.
Do you think you could ever do that again? Like do something like that again? And how could we do something together? Because I really enjoyed when they did that. It was quite fun watching.
Well, that there. So yeah, I think there's going to be there's definitely going to be future Hitman games,
But
and
do
one of
you think it'd be like a role play game, like we saw on YouTube?
yeah,
Because I think you were involved in. I think were you the actual hitman yourself, or 'cause I never watched the video,
no,
but I wasn't sure if it was a
no,
stunt
he
double.
had a stuntman doing it. I was I was in that house, one of those rooms, like it was like a ballroom. It was like NASA control. We had like 40 go
That's right.
up on a wall, and there were 3 or 4 more technicians and a director. And I was literally in a glass sound booth, totally with glass walls all around. So I could see all the screens. So I could talk LA or in London, and respond to seeing myself in the field, because there was a Steadicam camera operator behind the stuntman who was playing me. So it was the most real. That I don't know how they're going to do that, but the technology, it looked like it was a computer graphic.
Yeah.
With that wide angle sort of GoPro lens, or wasn't a GoPro, it was a Steadicam camera. Maybe they put filters on it, whatever they did. But the point being is it crossed over from an algorithm thing on a computer screen to 3D scratch and sniff. These are real people out there playing roles, and it can go any which way you want it to go. Just do it, and I respond in character to the gamers. With one funny episode with the Chuckle Brothers.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
They insisted that I remove my clothing.
That's right.
and loosen the what do you call it? The radiators.
Yeah.
With a monkey wrench. And I was going, I think this is going to waste a lot of time. Oh, just do it. And I could almost read the stuntman dressed as me.
Yeah.
Who's playing Agent 7, going, "Oh, David, don't do this." And I went, "Okay, then, if you insist, And then the guy's going, "Oh shit!" He has to take his clothes off. No, who knows what the future's going to be?
Because I'm only asking.
There will be a Hitman, definitely.
I'm only asking because we saw on the official IO Interactive YouTube channel, I think it was, between you guys, you were role playing like a real life mission. There's also been some great other videos, like copycat kind of videos of other people playing it as well, which is quite good. It's quite entertaining. But I mean, I do hope that there's gonna be more role play type videos, coming out as well, to go alongside the Hitman game. I really enjoyed those real life type video reviewers, the voice reacting, as you just said, to the players who are playing the so-called game, but in real life atmospheres. It's quite good. Now, I got to ask as well, were they actually seeing your stunt double changing disguises on camera, or were they, or did they do a like a cut type thing, and then
No, they cut it for the YouTube videos, right, to make it just more, sex it up a bit and get to the point. Yeah. But no, the players got 60 minutes.
Wow. To
fulfill the mission, and if they didn't, then it was over.
Yeah, and many players didn't get that, did they? Because I've seen some and they failed, and I think you gave a funny remark as well at the end of him. I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I can't remember. But it was such fun.
Yeah.
I tell you what, really, I was most chuffed with when you get the people who made it, and they're running out of this mansion. It's the man the eccentric Brit who invented Mr. Singer, who invented the sewing machine. It was his house, and I remember them. It happened nearly every time that when those that completed the mission run out at Agent 47, and they see a white, van, and was it a red or a yellow Ferrari?
Yeah, I think it was red. I think I'm going to say. I think it was red.
Was it nighttime? And they suddenly, you could see this, because I can see also the gamers.
Yeah.
I can see YouTubers on my screen, and you can see them look at each other going, "What? You mean You mean we can take the Ferrari? What? Just hurry up. What do you want me to do? Take the Ferrari, man. Take the Ferrari. You'd shoot some guard or someone, and that sheer joy of seeing these YouTubers been able to kind of jump into a Ferrari and sort of, four-wheelers skidding, do a skidding sort of exit down the driveway, just gave me such a thrill, because then you knew they'd bought the ticket and the T-shirt and they were totally into the game. It was real and it was live and it was happening in front of their eyes.
It's been many years since that came out, those videos. So I'm hoping, because I think that was in association with Absolution, I think, wasn't it? If I am correct there, because I don't know if they did it for Hitman or Hitman 2 or Hitman 3 recently, but I know for Absolution, when that came out, those kind of videos kind of appeared, and then we've not seen nothing since. So I'm really hoping you can pitch to them on my behalf to bring those types of videos back, because I love those kind of videos. They do very well, I believe, on YouTube as well, and I'm sure the people who took part will agree with me as well, even though I've never had a chance to be a part of anything like that.
Yeah, Edward, I totally agree with you. It's a spin-off which is fan-based and is shit good, and it's just refreshing. Its material is being created by the fans. It's where do we stop? Don't stop. Just keep going. And I think fan sites like Hitman Forum and other places. And I'm certainly linked up with people who send me stuff of fooling around as Agent 47. I just love it. Sometimes I kind of go, running down the street with a gun in your hand. This could be misconstrued. But I love the fantasy, because it's just endless, and the fans are willing to kind of go that extra yard. I mean, hey, they've been doing it with Star Wars spin-offs for donkey's years. So just keep on doing it. But I think you're right. I think it should be promoted.
And
should have a channel where people could present their best real life hits.
Of course. Because I should point out, not actually real killing people, by the way, not real, just based on the game. I should point out, just in case people might get the wrong idea. Well, hopefully they won't.
Yes, but we're not going to go out with a samurai sword into the streets. No, not even funny. Of course, it's just I don't know. When I was a kid, there was nothing. And I love the idea when you had there was no blockage between your fantasy, your imagination, and reality. That you could pick up a stick after having seen the first Star Wars film and go, "This is my lightsaber." No, really, it is. And spend about 6 months going until it got too cold to go do that sound. But or that when you suddenly realize, I'm holding a stick, and you become self-conscious, because then you're like becoming 13 or 14 or something silly, and then you mustn't do those kind of things. I want to just keep picking up a stick and going every day. And I'm a lot older than 13 or 14. So power to people's fantasy and imaginations. Let it continue, and let it be directed to a channel, a fan-based, fan-driven channel, but people can share their work.
I hope though that you can request that, and if there is another project, something like that, where fans can get involved and whatnot, then I really am hoping I can maybe come down and be a part of it in a sense, kind of thing, because it does feel like an amazing experience just to get to meet yourself and the other great actors, where you get to either knock them out or kill them, whatnot, just to get to what the end of the mission kind of thing. It just felt like a really good thing, and I do really hope that they might see this, I hope, and they might actually take it on board and bring it back. We want it back, and we should start a petition, I think.
Oh, no, you will probably get me into trouble now. But no, start a petition. Go for it. I mean, Hitman is definitely going to come back, but there is obviously Project 007, which our Interactive are concentrating on right now. So no one knows outside of that building what the future holds and when certain projects will be released. But there's no way, it's a no-brainer. They wouldn't just drop Hitman. This Hitman 3 was the most successful game they've ever made. So to go, I think we should just throw that away and stop doing that. I'm going, that's not going to happen.
Good, because there's still a fan base all around the world, he's saying, including myself. I still will, enjoy the games and, and to see what the story continues to be and evolve. So that's great to see. There is one last question, or two more questions I want to ask you before we wrap this up. Are you okay for time, by the way? If we got to ask you at the beginning of the show. So my second to last question to you is, what other projects are you involved in, or want to be involved in, kind of thing? Because there's a lot of interesting talk, isn't there, on the streets, of what you might be going into or what people would like you to be involved in.
Well, I mean, I can say whatever I like, really. But I'm going to be going to the Hitman 3 release party.
Nice.
Tomorrow.
Oh, right. Is that in Denmark? Are you going there, or are you flying to London?
No, it's in Denmark, and it is. Is it tomorrow or is it next week? It's real soon. Yeah, and I'm going, what do you mean release party? We released it on the 20th of January last year.
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah, you're over a year late.
I know. Well, it's a COVID thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's going to be a seriously good party. But I will be taking people into dark corners and roughing them up until I get an answer. But, no, honestly, I just think the people at IO Interactive are fabulous, and I want them to just have every success. Last week there were the Spielprisen, the Danish computer game awards, and Hitman won Best Game of the Year, Best Design, and Best something else. I can't remember now. Technical achievement, I think it was. And I was just busting all my buttons with pride, that their achievement has been recognized. So, I want them to continue and being wonderful and doing all sorts of games, both Project 007, which is a fantastic photo.
I'm Matthew just started to watch the new movie, No Time to Die. It is on Amazon for free now. As long as you've got, as long as you got a subscription with Amazon Prime, then you can watch it within the subscription of Amazon Prime. Yeah, because of course they bought out the production company of who makes the James Bond movies. So I think that's why they can now show it for free, as long as you got a subscription with Amazon Prime. Yeah,
I've got. I know I can see it on one of those streaming channels. I don't know what it is because I've got them all.
That's fair.
HBO Nordic, Amazon, Netflix, Disney, Apple.
So much to keep up with, isn't there?
It's madness, but I love it. No, I mean.
Speaking of James Bond, you were going to say.
I mean, and obviously, IO Interactive have. are being very hush hush about this project because it would be crazy if there was a leak, for instance.
We don't want that.
No. I mean, both with storyline or some sexy graphics, or there's just too many people and too much money involved to have it, cocked up and someone walking out of the building with a memory stick of the game or something stupid. But with regard to casting and creative process decisions in terms of voice acting, very, very closed and tight-lipped about that are Interactive, and I totally respect that. I mean, I was joking with Jane Perry, who plays Diana Burnwood. I keep saying Diana Burnwood, Jane, Returnal BAFTA award winner, and totally, utterly deserved. She's fantastic, and a good friend of mine.
That's good. It's good that you guys are able to continue that friendship on and off the screen type thing. It's quite good to see.
Yeah, no, and it's totally genuine. My goodness, she's a lovely woman and just ridiculously talented, which is just a massive bonus. Thank you for Jane. But we've obviously talked about it publicly and privately that we'd be such. I mean, hello, it'd be a no-brainer to play Bond and Miss Moneypenny together. There are kind of even similar types of characters, and maybe that would be a plus for the franchise, because it would take some fans into it. Although I don't think James Bond, to be honest, needs any extra help. It's a fantastic franchise to be a part of, so it comes with its own fan base. No, or we could play sexy villains and voice sexy villain characters, or not necessarily sexy villain characters, really horrible villain characters. I don't know. Jane is very, very busy. I think she's voicing at least 3 new games.
Wow!
Even as we speak.
That's good to see that she's in demand, which is quite good.
She's amazingly in demand. Even more so now after the BAFTA win.
Yeah.
Me, I haven't got any games up my sleeves. As I say, I've got the spin-off to the Shrek film, playing a villain who's a wolf called the Wolf. I don't know. Which I've got an audition for. I haven't even got the part. And obviously the film's been made. I'm doing the Danish version.
Gotcha.
Which, yeah. So no, I will be contacting some other computer developers very, very, very soon. In fact, I'm just waiting for a show reel to come through.
Nice.
And so who knows what's out there for computer games? But I'm definitely up for a new computer game. Whilst Hitman is on hold, and I can't even say, hand on heart, what that future would be. I mean, I know the game ended with me saying to Diana on the phone, "It's good to be back," which is a right, old provocation to going, okay, he's coming back. Who knows how they will reboot the Hitman game.
Well, do you think it'll be called Hitman 4, the next one, maybe, as well?
I hope they get beyond the game. No, actually, I don't think. Without knowing, I have no idea. But I would imagine they would come with something else.
Gotcha.
Hitman something. Hitman.
Like it used to be, when it used to be called Hitman. Yeah.
Exactly. When you didn't have to count.
It's like a FIFA game, or even a like a UFC.
Grand Theft Auto 16.
Yeah, there you go.
So no,
no offense, by the way, to anybody who works at that company. By the way, we're not making offense. I don't want David to lose his job, because that will be the worst decision ever. Because he's the greatest voice actor for the Hitman series, and it would not be the same without him.
Oh, thanks, Edward. I'll pay you later.
No need. My final question to you this evening, David, is who would you suggest to come on this show after yourself in your footsteps?
Jane Perry.
Jane Perry. Okay.
I really, I know she's a very busy woman.
Yeah.
But seriously, because at the BAFTA Games Awards, Returnal cleaned up, and that made a big impression on the gaming industry of last year. And as I said, she's voicing at least 3 games that I know of right now. So it would not be boring.
No, it won't be.
To talk.
It would not be boring anyway to talk to Diana Burnwood.
It would be boring talking to her.
I know.
But I'm just saying, in terms of, she's like the future of gaming.
Yeah.
She's really
hottest ticket in town. Even though she's been around for probably as long as you in this mainstream, spectacular era, hasn't she? Kind of thing. Because I think hasn't she been around same as you in Hitman, or did she join a bit later than you?
No, she's done over 10 years.
Okay.
She came on board in Absolution. So yeah, so she's been from there whenever that was, 2012 or something.
Why? Okay,
something.
I thought she'd been since the early 2000s. My apologies.
Yeah, no, I've been there since.
Oh no, you are. Yeah, you have to be there from the beginning, otherwise it won't be as it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I'm up for some kind of a lifetime recognition thing.
Oh, good.
Said to me, no one's ever played a role like that.
No, and I hope you get into the Guinness World Records as well.
I think that was it. They were. I think the man who voices Mario.
Oh yeah.
From the Mario Brothers is.
It's me, Mario. That's my that's my impression. Not the best, but there you go. That's
my competition. But in a serious computer game, I don't believe anyone's voiced a character for as many years.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong.
Well, you never know. But I do hope you get to the Guinness World Records as well, because that'd be very cool.
Why not?
To say that. I now know David. He's a great guy. He was on this very show. So
I know.
And I can show my friends. I know this guy. I spoke to him for an hour and 21 minutes. Well, a bit longer. Bit longer than that.
Lucky.
Anyway.
Edward, as I said to you earlier, before we started, I thoroughly enjoyed the interviews that were sent to me.
Well, thank you. I'm really glad you liked them.
Yeah, no, so I knew this was going to be a pleasure.
Good.
So, thank you.
You're welcome. And before we hang this up, I want to say that you can find David on Twitter. I'm David Bateson. Nice name, I like that. And he's also on Instagram as well, which I believe is David_Bateson with over 1,000 followers on there. He's not posted nothing yet, but he's going to get into that at some point, and we can't wait to see your first ever post on Instagram soon.
I'm being publicly shamed. No, I will. It's kind of like a, what do you call it? It's a goal I have. Come on, David. Just keep your family out and just show the world how crazy you are.
Yeah. Most definitely. And on that note, we want to thank David Bateman for coming on the show. And if you enjoyed tonight's episode, make sure to like it on YouTube, share the video out, tell more about David Bateman, the great voice actor of Agent 47, was in the house on the Best Kept Secrets on YouTube. If you're new around here and you found us through David Bateson, then make sure to subscribe. Smash that subscribe button and click the notification bell, which means you're always notified when the new episode comes out. Because as David mentioned earlier in the show, I always bring on a vast amount of knowledge from different suspects to bring onto the show to have a great conversation with. And I do hope, David, that you will come back on this show again if you want to, of course.
My total pleasure.
Cool.
Anytime.
Cool. Great to hear.
Yeah, and I'll let you know if anything I can say will come about.
Yes, which we can discuss right here on the Best Kept Secret on youtube.com/my name. And until the next episode drops, enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon or night.